My wife and I have a very bad habit of not locking the door behind us when we get home. When you go to work in the morning, you realize that the door was unlocked all night. We start to fight about which of us didn't lock it and which of us is an irresponsible bastard. One night a strong draft opened the door and it started to slam. Although it frightened us a lot, it didn't get us out of the habit. One day, however, something happened that made me seriously consider putting a heavy-duty deadbolt on the door. My house is my fortress, but what good are the walls if the doors are open? That night I couldn't sleep for a long time. Getting out of bed, I went to the kitchen to get a drink of water. In the hallway, I stopped abruptly. From nowhere came a strong urge to lock the door. I took the key, put it in the lock and turned it 4 times. As I took 2 steps toward the kitchen, I heard a strange sound outside the door. It sounded like someone groping at the door from the entryway, as if a blind man had encountered an obstacle in his path and was trying to figure out what it was. I shuddered in surprise. Turning around, I decided to look through the peephole. As I approached the door absent-mindedly, I heard the doorknob turning up and down. Someone was obviously trying to open it. In an instant I was cold, my heart raced and ached. I wasn't even scared. Fear was replaced by a tugging feeling of longing and anxiety. The urge to look through the peephole was instantly gone. Then I remembered one device I had never used. It was a video surveillance camera that was at my door on the side of the stairwell and was connected to a computer. My brother had given it to me when he was still working for a company that installed these devices. Turning on the computer, I started watching the tape. I would not advise to read my story to those people who have weak nerves or unstable psyche. What I saw there shocked me. I can't give a clear explanation of what kind of creature was there, because it was definitely not a human being. It was something wrapped in some dark rags, moving unnaturally, wandering around the stairwell. It was pulling the door handles, listening to the sounds coming from the apartments, scratching at the doors. Its head was also wrapped in strange dark rags, and its arms were long and thin. The creature came to my door many times. At that moment I thought my heart was going to stop any minute, and my wife was crying quietly. Then it crawled to the floors below. My conscience still torments me that my wife saw that videotape. She still can't recover from what she saw. Yesterday she persuaded me for a long time to move out of this rented apartment and move into a new one. And I'm thinking more and more often, what would have happened if I hadn't locked the door that night? Would it have snuck into the apartment and ripped us apart, as is most often the case in horror movies, or would we have been found with our hearts stopped and our faces frozen in a grimace of animal fear? I don't want to know. For those of you reading this, I want to tell you this. Lock your doors, always.